one, okay? We are live with another one. The mic is hot, okay? Welcome to the channel. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Topic of discussion today is there's a few things that I missed. Okay, on UFC.com when I was looking up the fights, they didn't show these other fights that they had. Apparently, there's two more fights on this UFC 321 card, and I did want to make my predictions really fast. Okay, I did write it in the comments of my prediction videos of who I picked, but I did want to make a video about it just for I could have a record of it. But yeah, guys, we got Volter Walker versus Louis Sutherland. Okay, Volter Walker. I mean, guys, heel hook master. Okay, heel hook master. When it comes to Louis Sutherland, I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about the guy, to be honest with you. I mean, I watched some of his highlights. Not that impressive. He could throw some hands, you know. But I don't see him winning this fight at all, guys. You know what I mean? At all, to be honest with you. I think Walter Walker wins this fight, guys, by unanimous heel hook. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Walter Walker to win this fight, guys. All right, and we got Quillen Salkiel versus Nazarat Hakporis. Okay. When it comes to Quillen Salkiel, I mean, he has good BJJ. He's a good wrestler. When it comes to his striking, he has good striking, man. He's very technical striker. When it comes to Nazarat, I mean, when it comes to his takedown defense, very good takedown defense. Very hard, to get him off his feet. Good striking. When it comes to his striking, he likes to utilize his striking with his volume. So if I had to pick somebody right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Nazarat Hakporis to beat Quillen Salkiel. I think Nazarat would do enough. I think it will be a striking affair, and I think Nazarat will end up getting the nod. But I did want to bring that up, guys. I did want to talk about those two extra fights that apparently I missed, but I didn't miss it, guys. UFC.com is absolutely awful. Okay, but we are back. Wanted to have a record of it, so I did pick Volter Walker, and I also picked Nazarat to win their fight. But that's about it for the topic of discussion today, guys. Looking at this card. I grade every card. So, when I'm looking at this card, I mean, as Anthony Smith will say, okay, on paper, guys, okay, on paper, UFC 321, if I had to grade it, 1 being trash, 10 being best, I'm gonna rate this a 6.5. I'm gonna rate this card a 6.5, and most likely is gonna surprise me. You know what I mean? Most likely is gonna surprise me, just like last weekend's card did. On paper that card wasn't too fruitful, but it ended up being a very, very fun card. And with this card, I mean, we got a lot of good fights. I mean, we got Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista. We got Tom Aspinall obviously versus Cyril Gane. Alexander Volkov versus Jolton Almeida. That's going to be an exciting one. I mean, there's a lot of good fights on here. A lot of good fights. A lot of people are forgetting about the co-main event as well. I mean, for the vacant strawweight strap, we got Verna versus McKenzie. That's going to be a fun fight. Verna is 3-0 in her last three fights. Mackenzie, she's 2-1 in her last three fights. I mean, that's going to be a fun fight. So, I mean, I'm gonna grade it a 6.5. You know, uh, but we'll see. We'll see how this card ends up, unfolding. To be honest with you, we'll end up seeing how this card end up unfolding. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm not too excited about obviously the main event. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gahn. I'm not too excited about that one. It's just, in my opinion, it's just, man, the heavyweight division is just, it's not exciting at all. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that's exciting about the heavyweight division. The only thing that excites me about the heavyweight division is if there's a Derek Lewis fight. That's about it. I think his fights are very exciting, and he's super relatable as well. But there's like nobody else in the heavyweight division that's exciting, intriguing, entertaining. It just, there's nobody there. There's literally nobody there, guys. Okay? The heavyweight division is in shambles. It's like, it's terrible. The worst. I think this might go down, this stretch right now that we're in with the heavyweight division. This might go down as the worst stretch. Okay, the worst stretch in UFC history. I mean, I can't even think of a time where the heavyweight division was as bad as it is right now. Okay, that's the UFC. Hey, Mr. Barber, I get it. I get it. No real superstars other than Poatan. I mean, you got Ilia Topuria, you got Paddy the Baddy. You got people like that. Excuse me. You got Jerry Prohaska, who's a fucking robot. Excuse me, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe there isn't no, superstars out there. Paddy isn't a superstar, and I'm English. Hey, I agree. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Paddy the Baddy is one of those guys that people happen to watch him. Especially they happen to watch him more often than they'll watch anybody else. So I'm not saying he's a superstar, but people watch him. People think he's intriguing. People think he's entertaining. Now, is he a superstar? I don't think he's there yet. I don't even think Ilia Topuria is there yet. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I think I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you, Mr. Barber. I don't think anybody in the UFC right now is a huge superstar besides Poatan, to be real. And that's another thought, guys. Okay, that is another thought. I agree. Ilia isn't either. Yeah, Ilia isn't either, man. I don't see him as a superstar either, guys. I just don't. I think the superstar in the whole UFC right now is Merab, to be honest. All right, he is pound for pound number one. Okay, he's my superstar. But when it comes to Alex Pereira, I mean, if he steps up to the heavyweight division, that is the most intriguing thing that can happen in the UFC right now, especially for that heavyweight division. I mean, UFC 321, it might, I mean, when you look at it, they got some good cards here. They got some good cards. I mean, good cards. They got some good fights on this card. They really do. They got some good fights on this card. But when you look at Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gahn, that doesn't tickle your pickle. At least it doesn't tickle mine. Pure facts. It just doesn't. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't have any sazon. It doesn't have anything. You know what I mean? It's fucking just tasteless. I don't like watching Medin, as I know how the fight is going to go. Relentless pressure, spam takedowns, and no finish. Hey, I hear you. I like watching Merab. I happen to be very intrigued every time Merab, gets into the octagon, especially now. You know what I mean? We're at a point right now where Merab is improving. It's crazy to think that. But Merab is improving. There was a time when Merab wasn't finishing fights, and now he is finishing fights, or coming even closer to finishing the fights. I mean, he finished Sean O'Malley with a great submission, dominated him, okay, and then comes out and he almost knocks out Corey Sandhagen. If that was any other referee right there, that fight would have been over. Okay, that referee should be investigated. Okay, all those referees should be investigated of how awful they all are. Okay. These referees are so awful that Big Herb Dean, I mean not Herb Dean, I forget his name, but the guy that was the number one referee, all right, from UFC 2 basically, all right, he has to come back. Is it Herb Dean? No, it's not Herb Dean. It's not Herb Dean because I think Herb Dean is another one that's just he's out aging his position. Damn, what's his name? But Big John McCarthy, that is his name. All right, Big John. The referees are so bad that Big John McCarthy has to literally come out of retirement and get back into refereeing. Unbelievable, guys. Tom Nee's challenger is not his fault, I don't think. My personal opinion, it's a shame Jones fled. Mr. Barber, look, man, you know, if I'm John Jones, I'm flying too. I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not fighting a Tom Aspinall. If I'm John Jones, a guy with the, you know, with as much accolades as he has in his, you know, industry. I mean, the guy has not lost against nobody, beating the who's who murderers row. Okay, in John Jones. If I'm John Jones, I'm flying, guys. Okay, I'm not fighting Tom Aspinall. There's no way. Okay, there's no way I'm even giving this guy a chance. Okay, pure facts. It's just, I'm sorry, there's nothing there. It's tasteless. Okay, just like this main event at UFC 321, guys. Marc Goddard is the best ref at the moment. Good point. Marc Goddard, I mean, look, Marc Goddard is a good referee. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but did you see what happened this past weekend? Did you see what happened this past weekend? I mean, these referees, and that was Marc Goddard, if I'm not mistaken, who made that huge mistake. Okay? I mean, guys, awful. Just awful. Okay? Jones was also juiced to the gills. He should have done more juice and tried his best. It's coward. I mean, I don't want to say he's a coward. I think, look, when it comes to fighting, you got to be strategic. Okay? You got to strategize. All right? And in my opinion, I just don't. Tom Aspinall doesn't bring anything to the table. I'm being real, guys. If Tom Aspinall, right? If Tom Aspinall defends the belt 5 times, right now, if he defends the belt 5 times, there's no one in this mixed martial arts organization, let alone in the UFC, that's going to say Tom Aspinall will go down as one of the greatest fighters ever, or one of the greatest heavyweights ever. Nobody will say that. Okay? Nobody will say that. Point blank, period, guys. The UFC used to be home of the best fighting, the best. Mr. Barber, yes and no. Sounds like boxing used to. At least the best fight the best now. I mean, you know, when it comes to the UFC, I'm not going to say that the UFC was always known for fighters fighting the best fighters. You know what I mean? Let's not forget, guys. The UFC bought out a lot of organizations. Point blank, period. They bought out Pride, basically consumed their roster and brought them into the UFC. They bought out Strikeforce, which Strikeforce, let me tell you something. If they would have never sold to the UFC, that organization would be alive right now, and there would be a true competitor to the UFC. That organization would go in places. Okay, one of the only organizations actually to promote and push female fighters. Okay, before the UFC and Dana White actually started planning to do so. Okay, they had Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, all those great fighters over there in Strikeforce. Look, they bought out Strikeforce, consumed their roster. Okay, they bought out WEC as well. Okay, they bought out a lot of organizations, so I can't say that the UFC is known for always, putting on fights where the fighters, the best fighters fight the best fighters. That's not necessarily true, because that's the reason why they were buying out all these organizations, because they were running out of their roster. There was no more, excitement. There was no more the best of the best, because obviously other organizations were out there, and there was a ranking system. But when it comes to Tom Aspinall, in my opinion, it's a sad story, guys. Let me make sure my mic is hot. It's a sad story, guys. It really is. It's a sad story, because, like I said, even if Tom Aspinall defends his belt 5 times, I don't think he'll go down as one of the best fighters in the UFC. I don't see how, and I don't see a strong argument, you know what I mean, to follow that up, to follow that statement. You know what I mean? They bought them out to eliminate competition. It was a monopoly thing. They wanted complete control of MMA in the West. I agree with you. That was the strategy. Sort of like what WWF did back in the day. They started buying out all these territories around, the United States. I mean, they bought out Texas, they bought out California. So WWF, really gave the blueprint to Dana White of how to, take over and monopolize. And yeah, definitely, that's definitely one of the reasons why. But I mean, I say that to say this. That's most likely the reason why they also bought out, or tried to buy out, other bigger organizations, but they couldn't buy out the other bigger organizations like ONE FC or something like that, just because they know what they have. They have true competitors as well over there. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, especially the way things are going right now. I mean, we got Ilia Topuria. He's not even going to fight Arman Tsarukyan. A lot of people think Arman Tsarukyan doesn't deserve to, to fight Ilia Topuria for that lightweight strap. But I happen to bet, I don't agree with that. I believe Arman Tsarukyan should be fighting for the strap against Ilia. But, I don't know what the UFC is doing. Okay. We got Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. I mean, unbelievable, guys. Okay. So maybe you're right. The fighters aren't fighting the best fighters. That's very true. I mean, Merab is fighting everybody. I mean, he's eliminating everybody. Out of control, guys. Okay, out of control. But actually, I did. Since we're on the topic of the WWF, I did bring them up for a short second there, with comparison to the Dana White situation. But I ended up watching this movie, and because a friend recommended it, and it's called I think it's called The Iron Claw. It's a wrestling movie. It's a true story about these brothers and their story, and it's very sad. But it was a really, really good movie. I thought the movie was fantastic. The acting was fantastic. Uh, one of the I don't know why it didn't win any awards. This movie should have won awards, man. Okay, so if you guys have a chance, go watch the movie. It's called I think it's called Iron Claw, something like that. Monkey Ginger, how you doing? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Yo, bro, just get back from Muay Thai training, down to watch some OE. That is what's up, man. I appreciate you, man. We're here, we're just here chopping it up. All right, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay? Run up these likes and run up these subscriptions here, okay? Mr. Barber says, here's a question. Do you like Merab? Do you think Merab is on performance enhancers? Look, guys, Mr. Barber, that's a real intriguing question. I'm gonna answer it in this way, okay? Because I like Merab, and I don't want to disrespect Merab in any way. Okay. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Guys, we all know the story of Lance Armstrong. Okay. And if you're not familiar with Lance Armstrong, he's a famous cyclist who won, 7 championship tours. Okay. Tour de France's. He won 7 of them. Okay. And apparently he was under performance enhancing drugs. But according to Lance, okay, and some of his former teammates, okay, they all mentioned that if Lance Armstrong didn't win, then somebody else that was on performance enhancing drugs would have won. Meaning that most likely everybody across the board, okay, is cheating and is on some performance enhancing drugs or have used some performance enhancing drugs, once upon a time in their life. Okay. Now I say that to say this, guys, okay? Because if fucking cyclists, guys who ride bicycles, okay, my guys who ride fucking bicycles, if guys who ride bicycles are on performance enhancing drugs and are cheating, okay, then I happen to believe men who are literally training to kill each other, possibly, okay, they are definitely doing a lot of damage to each other, and there is going to be a significant amount of blood that's going to be shed or can be shed, okay. CTE can be caused, okay? If these men are stepping into the octagon, I happen to believe that a lot of them are on performance enhancing drugs. It's just the fact. All right. Don't tell me that we got men who are cyclists, okay? And they're cheating. Damn near all of them are cheating, okay? And then we got men who are fighters, and you're going to tell me that these guys are not going to be cheating? No, 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 no. It doesn't make sense in my mind. Okay, that's what I would say. I'm not going to answer your question, but hopefully I answered your question. Let me see. The Tom Gone card isn't looking so bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Hey, Monkey, I agree with you. I agree with you. Let me tell you something. I rated this card 1 being trash, 10 being best. I rated this card a 6.5. Okay, a 6.5. All right. That's what I rated, okay? Derek Lewis is on PEDs. Look, guys, I don't think Derek Lewis needs to be on PEDs. He's a natural, okay? He's a natural, all right? Probably comes from a family, a lineage of warriors, to be honest with you, okay? Are you an Umar fan? I mean, I think he's a great mixed martial arts fighter, great abilities, okay? Has shown improvements as well. He's just a killer when he gets into the octagon. Volume killer. Okay, let me tell you that much. What I call myself a fan? I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I like him. I wouldn't say I dislike him. It's likely blood doping or EPO. Mr. Barber, most likely. Most likely. Or they're on multiple drugs, guys. All right, point blank period. They're on most likely multiple drugs. Okay, I'm talking about blood doping. I'm talking a fucking EPO. I'm talking fucking steroids CE1s. I don't even know what the steroids are called. I'm just making up the CO1 one. You know what I mean? But these steroids have just crazy ass names. Okay, but phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal experiences. Okay, let me see. Monkey says, I got Tom 1 rounding gone. Don't care what anyone says. Gone literally has been rocked by Tao Tuivasa. Look, guys, I like it. Okay, I ended up I went with Tom Aspinall. I went with Tom Aspinall. That was my final pick for my UFC fight predictions. But guys, Tom Aspinall has significant holes as well. Maybe he's improved them since the last time I saw him because of damn near almost 2 years since I've seen Tom Aspinall in the octagon. So maybe he's improved those holes, But I'm gonna have to see it, guys. Okay, Tom Aspinall virtually has no head movement. Okay, the guy doesn't move his head. All right. If you throw a straight, if you throw a jab, straight, and a hook, I bet you the hook or the straight will land. Okay, point blank. Period. All right. The guy just no head movement. All right. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if Tom ends up knocking out Cyril Gane. I mean, if it gets past the second round, I mean, if it gets past this first round, guys, the Jon Jones tweets is gonna be unbelievable. Okay. If this fight gets past the first round, Jon Jones will be the first guy to be tweeting. Okay. Guaranteed. All right. But guys, you already know what it is. You know, we're approaching the 30-minute mark. You know what happens after the 30-minute mark. We could talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. It does not have to be mixed martial arts related. Okay, rapid fire, guys. Rapid fire. Let me know. Okay, let me know what is going on out there, guys. Okay, what is going on out there, guys? We're living in a crazy world. Okay, we are living in a crazy world. I also think even if Gane is better on the feet, which I don't think he is, he's not a one round knockout artist like in Ngannou or anything like that. You know, Ginger, I agree. I agree with you. Cyril Gane isn't known for going in there and just knocking people out with one punch, one knockout, you know, just one combination. He's not really known for that, you know what I mean? So I happen to agree with you. I happen to agree with, the fact that, Tom Aspinall, he has more abilities. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He can utilize his wrestling to bring Cyril Gane down, and he can utilize his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to finish the fight. I totally understand this as well. But we're going to see if Cyril Gane improved in his abilities to keep himself on his feet. And if he's able to keep himself on his feet, what is going to be the approach to beat Tom Aspinall? Is it going to be some Muay Thai, clinch knee, dirty boxing type of style? We shall see. We shall see. I would say, though, I think his prime was in the Ngannou fight. He did great in that one. I would say, though, I think his prime wasn't in the Ngannou fight. He did great in that one. Yeah, I agree. Man, I agree with that one as well. I agree with that one as well. That was a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Remy, how you doing, Remy? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. OE, how is my favorite live streamer doing today? I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. Surviving out here, baby. Surviving. You already know what it is, man. All right. You already know what it is. Okay. Hopefully you are doing well and you are blessed. Okay. Ginger says the problem with talking about Tom is that we haven't seen him even get put into those later rounds, meaning we haven't explored enough possibilities for weaknesses on him. Well, I mean, guys, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. You know, he hasn't really fought through adversity. I did mention that on my live yesterday for my UFC fight predictions. I did mention that. I did mention that, there's a big what if, because, I had mentioned what if Cyril Gane goes in there, okay, and he does rock Tom Aspinall. How will Tom Aspinall react to being rocked? Okay, is he going to fight through this? Is he going to fight through adversity, or is he going to quit? Okay, and be similar to RDR and just quit on the stool. So, so there's a what if, okay, because maybe that can happen. Maybe he's put in a dangerous situation where he has to fight through adversity. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I swear though, if he secretly has some Merab cardio, it's a wrap. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I think Tom Aspinall might want to go in there and actually strike with Cyril Gane. And if he goes and strikes with Cyril Gane, maybe he beats Cyril Gane on the feet as well. And everybody is talking on Sunday, everybody's talking about, man, Tom Aspinall, not only is he good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but he's also good on his feet. Totally possible, guys. Totally possible. So there's a lot of ways this can unfold, guys. A lot of ways. But yeah, guys, I mean, I think Tom is gonna fake his takedowns to land his boxing combos and pressure Gone early. Well, he has to be very careful. He has to be very careful with that strategy because there's I mean, on the feet there's a lot of opportunities when it comes to Cyril Gane, and we don't know if Cyril Gane has been improving, as well. Maybe he's been improving, and maybe he has, been improving his strength and his power, and maybe he lands something crazy, and you know, the end, and Gane is gonna try get distance and try to land his kicks. I see that happening. I see that happening. And you also gotta take into consideration as well that Tom Aspinall had some knee problems as well. So maybe, maybe just maybe, Cyril Gane utilizes those Khalil Roundtree knee stomps, and you never know. One knee stomp, and guys, either the fight is over, or if your knee gets tweaked a little bit, I'm telling you, it's a different fight. It's a different fight. So there's a lot of things that can happen within this fight. There's a lot of things that can happen within this fight. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this unfolds. But I just see a lot of ways where Cyril Gane can open up some opportunities. Like I said, that knee stomp to the knee, I would utilize that. If I'm Cyril Gane, that's the first. That's the first. Literally, the first thing I'm throwing is a knee stomp to that knee, to the knee that he hurt and got injured with. That's the knee that I'm attacking. I'm knee stomping the shit out of it. Okay, straight up. All right, that's the first combination I'm throwing, and then everything after that is probably going to be, some calf kicks. I'm trying to slow this leg down. Okay, straight up. And I believe it. I believe it. It takes a few kicks, man, a few knee stumps, a little tweak, and the fight turns out different than what we thought, guys. He totally could. I think Gane has a decent 20% chance. Oh God, sorry. So I thought it was gonna be a better percentage, but then as I'm reading it, I'm like a decent 20%. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, probably. Yeah. Maybe you got the numbers right. 20%, 2080. Yeah, I mean, maybe you got it right. Maybe you got it right. You know what I mean? I'm over here laughing, but you know what? That is the reality. Maybe you are correct when it comes to that percentage. I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Like I said, if I'm Cyril Gane, first thing I'm doing, utilizing that knee stomp right away. Okay, throwing some calf kicks right away. Okay. All right. I'm keeping my distance. I'm keeping Tom Aspinall away from me. And the way I'm doing that, okay, is by throwing the knee stomps, is by also throwing some push kicks. Throw some push kicks out there. Okay. Right to the abdomen. All right. Hit him in the balls even if you can. All right. Foul the shit out of Tom Aspinall. Do whatever you got to do. Poke Tom Aspinall in the eye. Okay. Poke him twice. All right. Because sometimes these referees, they don't even see when you poke them in the eyes. It's like these referees are not even doing their fucking job. So why not? Cyril Gane, if I'm Cyril Gane, I'm pulling out I'm pulling it all out. You know what I mean? Everything. You know what I mean? Straight up. Eye pokes, kick to the balls. One kick to the balls, this fight might change, guys. And afterwards, please let Alex challenge for the heavyweight belt. Chael and DC are chatting shit. When it comes to DC, that's another animal out there. Okay, I recently watched I recently was it interview that I watched. I think it was an interview that I watched with DC, and this guy is literally trying to convince us that Marab shouldn't have gotten I guess 20 takedowns. That they're not scoring it correctly. I'm literally looking at DC like, can you be any more fucking biased, my dude? I swear, every time it's something about somebody you're always trying to write a narrative. It's like, DC, can you shut your mouth? The only reason why you're saying that is because he almost beat Khabib Nurmagomedov's record, and he's going to beat it. Okay, Garen fucking T. All right, and talking about Patchy Mix won his last fight. DC, please. They're acting like if Alex won the heavyweight strap, it wouldn't add anything to his resume and are pushing for a Jones fight. I mean, they're idiots. Chael Sonnen, I like Chael Sonnen, I like DC, but if they're saying that, they're idiots, man. They're idiots. How is it not adding to your legacy and to your resume? Are you kidding me right now? There's nobody in the UFC that has ever won 3 belts in 3 different divisions. What are they fucking talking about? DC and Chael Sonnen are fucking sleeping at the wheel. Okay? They both are dead bodies walking in the cemetery. Okay? Holding hands with Justin Gaethje. Okay? And possibly all 3 of them are suffering from severe CTE. After a statement like that, literally has the chance to become the first triple champ, and apparently that's not an accomplishment. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. JT was born with CTE, though. He definitely was. And he definitely is. Okay? The guy is in interviews talking about, yeah, guys, I never, I don't think I've ever been concussed. I'm literally like, this guy, he's concussed right now in this interview. Are you kidding me? What? I've never been concussed. Are you sleeping right now? Is that you talking? Are you here? Like, unbelievable, man. What are these guys on, man? And they apparently are saying the Jones-Alex fight should be for a BMF belt because apparently running from an interim champion makes you a BMF. GTA Shorts! How you doing, GTA Shorts? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. How you doing, man? That's crazy, Ginger. That's unbelievable. I mean, I agree with you. Apparently, that does make you the BMF. Okay, apparently. But yeah, I can't believe DC and Chael Sonnen said something like that. Unbelievable, man. Those guys are. What's wrong with them? Are they on the? Are they on the? You know what I'm saying? The devil's lettuce? Because they gotta be. Good. How are you, brother? Man, I'm doing good. Oh, I am doing good. GTA Shorts. I am doing good. Thank you for asking, man. Hopefully you are doing great and you blessed. But you already know, man. Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Ginger says, if Jones' case, I guess it could stand for big man fiddler or something. Jones been giving them coke. That's probably what it is, guys. Honestly, that's probably what it is. I'm being real, guys. All right. But it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. 2025 is coming to an end. It's unbelievable, man. It really is. Where has the year gone? 2025, guys. It's unbelievable, man. It's like it came and went, man. It's like you fucking blink and it's like, whoa, you wake up and it's like, whew, it's already almost December, guys. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It is crazy, man. It's even more crazy to think that it's the end of an era, guys. Literally, it is the end of an era. No more ESPN and the UFC. No more pay-per-views. which I totally appreciate that. But it's the end, man. It's the end of an era. I'm excited for 2026. I'm excited for the UFC. I'm excited for mixed martial arts. I'm excited for this new Paramount deal with the UFC. I'm excited to see how the UFC moves forward. I'm excited to see how the big cards end up looking when it comes to Paramount. I'm excited. I'm excited about all that, man. Question: could we get a house tour, please? GTA Shorts never. Okay, you're never gonna get a house tour about this. Okay. The reason being is because look, guys. I already told you guys a true story. All right, a true story. I don't know if GTA Shorts heard it, but I'll give you a little gist about it. Okay. I was out with someone. Okay. I was out with someone, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that this person had a significant other. Okay. And we come back, we're having a good time. All of a sudden, get a knock on my door, open the door. All of a sudden, I'm being attacked and I have to defend myself. Literally almost killed someone. I thought I killed this person, literally. Police had to be called. Statement has to be, I had to write a statement. I didn't press charges on the guy because I totally understand where he's coming from. Um, but yeah, that's long story short why I'm not going to give anybody a house tour. I don't need another situation happening like that. Ever since that day has happened, it's changed my life and the way I approach things. So, but yeah, crazy stuff out there. Uh, Ginger says, way I see it, you either get a triple champ or whoever defeats Alex will probably revive the heavyweight division. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, I don't know, man. I just don't know. When it comes to that heavyweight division, guys, it's it's bad, man. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. I remember, like even when Tim Sylvia was champion, right? Do you guys remember when Tim Sylvia was champion back in like 2007, if I'm not mistaken? And Randy Couture, right? Randy Couture ends up coming back to the UFC. You guys remember this? You guys are you following me here? And Randy Couture ends up coming back from retirement, and he goes and he fights Tim. He fights Tim Sylvia, and he beats Tim Sylvia, and Randy Couture is now the oldest heavyweight champion, to ever hold the title. Guys, even then, the heavyweight division wasn't that bad or this bad. Like, and think about it, guys. Think about that. Tim Sylvia was the champion, and I'm saying even then the heavyweight division wasn't even as bad as it is now. That's a fucking statement, guys. Think about that. All right? Think about that. GTA Short says, "See, come on, man." Nah, it's not happening. GTA Shorts, you know what I mean? It's not happening. You know what I mean? I apologize, but it's not happening. Okay. This is what you see. This is what you get. Okay. Heard of? No, I never heard about that RMC. What is that? Okay. What is that you speak of? Okay. Let me know in the chat. Okay. But yeah, guys, I mean, I did want to, give the wraparound of the topic of discussion today, guys. Oscar De La Hoya beat him. Heard of Oba Car? Oscar De La Hoya beat him. Yeah, I don't. That's so I don't really follow boxing like that. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I watch a lot of Oscar De La Hoya fights. Um, but I don't really remember him. To the T. You know what I'm saying? There's some fight like if somebody was to bring up a fight of Oscar De La Hoya and I happen to watch it years ago, then I'll be like, oh yeah, 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 I watched that fight. I just don't know them by name like that. But Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never heard that story. Well, GTA Shorts, that's the story. That's the short version of the story. I ended up telling the story on the live. And that was the situation that was at hand. Okay. And yeah. Um yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. De La Hoya. I've got a kind of what if story if Ngannou never left the UFC. Do you think he'd still be a champion? Well, I know for a fact if Francis Ngannou was still in the UFC, John Jones would have never stepped up to the heavyweight division. And yes, I do believe Francis Ngannou will still be the champion, and I do still believe Tom Aspinall would have eventually fought Francis Ngannou and gotten knocked out. That's my opinion towards that. Question. What's the question? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're fixing it. My sister went to school with Carr. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's cool. That is cool. Fair enough. Yeah, that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. But guys, I did want to give the wrap around about the topic of discussion today. There was two fights. That on UFC.com it wasn't showing up. But there was two extra fights on there that I didn't give my UFC fight predictions for, but I did want to go live today and give my UFC fight predictions for them. I did mention we got Quillen Selkill versus Nazarat. Hakporis, and I did pick Nazarak Hakporis to beat Quillen Salkiel. And we also got Volter Walker versus Louis Sutherland, and I also did pick Volter Walker to beat Louis Sutherland by unanimous heel hook. Okay, guys. So I did want to put that out there. And when it comes to my UFC fight prediction, guys, I'm 238 wins and 158 losses. That's 238 wins and 158 losses when it comes to my UFC fight predictions for 2025. Let me see. I think Tom would win a first fight, and then Ngannou would avenge it with two knockouts. Well, I don't know about that. I honestly think Tom Aspinall would have gotten his ass knocked out the first time they fought. It just not enough head movement. Francis Ngannou would have caught him. You know what I mean? Especially with the improved wrestling where Francis Ngannou, started getting and still is getting. I just no, no, no. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. But anyways, guys, you already know what it is. Okay, you already know what it is. Okay, this is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Until next time, one love.